Our next guest is a trailblazing singer-songwriter from Cork who last month won Best R&B Song at the Grammy Awards in LA for his writing on the US Top 10 hit Saturn. His debut album Victory has topped the charts in both Ireland and the UK, and last weekend he performed both the French and Irish national anthems at the Aviva. I'm delighted to say, though, that we're all guaranteed a home win tonight, as here he is to perform his brilliant new single, Little Dreaming. Would you please welcome Cian Ducrot?
Good to see you, kid. Good to see you.
There you go. Thank you. Wow. How good was that?
Glass of water already.
A glass of water, folks. This is what show business looks like. Take a picture. There it is. Little Dreamin' out today. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And congratulations on the Aviva last weekend.
Thank
French
you.
national anthem, Irish national anthem. What type of buzz was that?
Well, apparently I should have butchered the French one, according to the reviews. But it was amazing. I mean, it was definitely the most nervous I've ever been.
Wow, you couldn't have told. I mean, this was like so good. I mean, the buzz of this, and then, you know, doing both anthems.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I realised that I thought I knew the anthems until I searched up the lyrics and realised I was singing them all wrong. So then I had to unlearn the anthems, and then I had to relearn the anthems. So it was a lot of learning to be done.
Thankfully, you didn't have to learn the words of another song. Did I see this on your socials, your girlfriend cheering you on when you were singing The Fields of Athenry?
I know, yeah. Well, it's class because my girlfriend has basically become Irish now, which is fantastic for me.
Where's she originally from?
She's from the south coast of England.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool that she knows the national anthems of Ireland better than I do. Yeah, she loves Ireland so much, so...
Look, we got to talk about Grammys. I mean, what was that like? Amazing. Biggest night in world music. Best song in the R&B category. Look, there he is.
Crazy. Thank you. Wow. Yeah.
Elton John, eat your heart out.
I know. He's been real quiet since that one, hasn't he?
Yeah. The glasses are fantastic.
I mean, that photo is a depiction of, I'm just like, what's going on? Oh my God. I was just like, someone taking a picture. Yeah, it was super, super surreal. To be honest, like when the nominations were coming out, I was just in the middle of a meeting. I didn't even know that they were on, and I had no, like, I didn't think for a second that, I just didn't even think about that song. And then in the middle of the meeting, we found out that it was nominated. And then I was like, does that mean I go? And then I went, and I'm sitting there, and then they just like, the word Saturn come out of their mouth, and I'm like, I didn't even like hug my girlfriend or my friends. I was like, I just panicked. I was like, I need to get there as fast as possible. I don't know how much time I have to get to the stage. And although it looks really cool in the footage, it was not cool at all. I was like, excuse me, standing on everybody's feet and like...
Well, but I mean, look, what was cool, I mean, you've got all of the big hitters in world music there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming there was a few cool after parties. Who were you rubbing shoulders with?
Yeah, well, I went to my surprise, I went to Bruno Mars's after party. And,
of course you did. Of course you did.
Sounds like such a flex, which it is a huge flex, because I don't think anyone here has been to Bruno Mars's after party. And honestly, I didn't even think he was going to be there. I was just like, somebody texted me right in the middle of it. A friend of mine texted me in the middle of the ceremony, and he was like, congratulations, do you want to go to Bruno's after party? And at that point, Bruno was like 10 meters away. I'm like, I assume he means Bruno Mars there, so I'm going to say yes, obviously. And then we went, and there was a DJ playing, and I was like, we were just like, there's no way. We were in the Troubadour. There was like 100 people. You weren't allowed your phones or anything. And I was like, there's no way Bruno Mars is showing up here. And then I went to the bathroom, came back, and like his whole band and him were just standing on stage and just kind of like having a chat. We were like, is that Bruno Mars? And then I think his band are so incredible. And one of them just shouted into the microphone. They were like, this isn't a gig, it's a party. And then they just started like playing loads of covers. And I was just like, okay. And then Leonardo DiCaprio walked in, and then I was like, makes sense. Cian Ducrot's here, Leonardo DiCaprio, all the biggest stars, you know, in the world.
Can you give us a second here, Leo? I'm chatting to Bruno Mars.
Just come on, man.
All that
breaking
stuff.
my flow.
I remember whenever we first met in London, and you actually took an overnight. You were playing up in Scotland. You came down to London, and I couldn't believe the hard work and the ethic that you had back then. I know you manifest stuff.
100%.
I mean, did you manifest that Grammy win?
Well, it's very crazy because manifestation and there's so many names for it, and you can call it whatever you want. I think it does many things. I've always believed that believing in yourself and believing things will happen and speaking them into existence and trying to feel how it would feel when they do happen is a real thing, and it 100% works. But the Grammy thing has kind of, for a while I convinced myself out of the magic of it. You know, I was like, it definitely works, but I believed it was a practical thing. It makes you believe in yourself, it makes you put the work in, it makes you know what you're driving towards. But the Grammy thing, the day after the Grammys happened and I had a Grammy and I was sitting in this house in LA getting all these phone calls of like interviews. During an interview, I sort of remembered, I knew I had this background on my computer when I was like 20. And it was a tweet from the Recording Academy that I had sort of photoshopped. And it said the Grammy I remembered it was a Grammy. But it was the next day I remembered, wait, I'm pretty sure it was a Grammy for Best R&B Song, which is so specific. And I was like, I need to find that because like, I'm 98% sure. And then I found it, and that is exactly what I had written. And that is and I don't even make R&B music, do you know what I mean? So like, why did I write that? So it kind of like blew my mind, because now I'm like, they always talk about like, oh, be so specific. And sometimes it's scary to be specific. Sometimes it's easier to be like, I just want like the dream house, you know? But sometimes you want to say like, actually, you want the R&B best song, you know, Grammy, and then that's how you get it. So, yeah, it's really crazy, but I do believe that it works, and I think everybody. I mean, I've kind of manifested everything in my life, from record deals to publishing deals to the shows and sold out tours and being here on the Late Late Show. So it's like it's quite crazy, you know.
I mean, looking at you now and seeing where you're going. I mean, do you still get a little bit nervous? Do you still sort of, you know, take advice when you're releasing new music?
Yeah, I mean, there's no, like, you don't ever really know what you're doing. And I think, like, you know, I've been lucky to have great advice from Ed Sheeran, and I think even if he gave me bad advice, I would take it. And I think also if somebody like that is giving you advice, it's like, it's an incredible thing to have. And I've been so lucky to have toured with him and then to have built a friendship. You know, we spent some time together. We had dinner together one night, and it was him who actually told me to release Who's Making You Feel It, which was the previous single. And yeah, I mean, I was like, well, if Ed says it, I don't really have a choice. I have to put it out. He did also tell me to change the name of the song, but I didn't change the name of the song. I was like, I'll do one of the things you said, Ed. I blamed the record label for not wanting to change the name, so I hope he knows that wasn't me. Yeah.
It's out there now. There you go.
Yeah, it's out now, so, you know.
It's out now. Look, more part of your elbow. Come back and see us. I don't know what you're going to manifest next, but whenever you do and it comes true, will you come back and see us?
Absolutely, I will.
Okay, look, so good to see you. Give it up for Cian Ducrot. Little Dreaming is officially out today. Cian has announced his first headline show for the 20th of December in Dublin's 3 Arena. Tickets are on sale now. Plus, he is also playing homecoming gigs live at the Marquee in Cork on the 19th and the 20th of July. One more time, Cian Ducrot.